here to give you the select board actions taken for December 6th, 2022. It was a very long meeting. We had a brief executive session to approve executive session minutes. And in the public forum, we had several people come and ask questions and express concerns about the idea of joining a regional and emergency communications center. Some towns have these, like Foxborough, Mansfield, and towns around there, but most towns do not. Anyway, there's a possibility of Hopkinton coming together with Westboro, Southborough, and Grafton to be a 4-town regional emergency communication center. But a lot of people expressed concerns. So we made a list of questions, and the town manager's office is going to put together the answers to those questions. And we'll have a forum in January. I believe it will be January 4th. So keep an eye out for that. There should be a press release soon. We did not need to have a tax classification hearing. That was just a placeholder. So we skipped that. We discussed the regional communication center in detail, and it came up with a list of questions and a plan for a forum. For our consent agenda, we approved the minutes from November 2nd, November 15th, November 21, and November 28th. We accepted an easement at 2 Oakhurst Road, which was voted at 2022 annual town meeting. We gave an estimated seasonal population for the ABCC, that's the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission, which we have to do that every year for our liquor licenses. So our seasonal population estimate is 19,451. We accepted a gift from to the fire department from the Fidelity Charitable Donor Advised Fund recommended by the Irvine Foundation. And we accepted a gift of $864.58 in memory of Joan Doyle from the Friends of the Hopkinton Public Library on behalf of various donors. We made some boarding committee appointments. We appointed 2 people to the Youth Commission, Robert Klosik and Josh Jones. Josh was formerly a middle school rep on the committee, and now he's going to be a full member. But that means there is an opening as a middle school rep on the Youth Commission. So if you or someone you know is a middle schooler and would be interested in doing that, have them fill out the form. For Personnel Committee, we appointed Christine Lambert to the Personnel Committee. There's one applicant we couldn't appoint because we only had 1 spot, but there are other openings still on committees, so we encouraged them to apply for something else. Then we did the license renewals for the restaurants in town, restaurants and places that serve alcohol. So I won't read them all out loud, but you'll see them in the packet if you're curious. And they're all conditional on everybody finishing their fire inspections and all the other requirements, paying taxes and everything before they can actually get their license for the new year. We had a new employee introduction from the fire chief for Tyler Doolin and Matt Berger. And then we thanked Frank Clark for his service to the town as a firefighter. He'd been with the town for 39 years and he just retired in November. We welcomed a new police officer, Augusto Diaz Jr., and he will be the first Latino police officer in Hopkinton, and so he speaks Spanish as well, so that will be helpful if we get callers or that need assistance with Spanish. Let's see, and the police chief gave us a good long update about the structure of the Hopkinton Police Department with strategic goals and proposed a slightly different new organizational structure. So he's going to be promoting a couple more people to, I don't have the chart in front of me, to sergeant, I believe, and then we need to appoint a lieutenant as well, and just get everybody all reorganized. We're getting a good team in there now. A lot of new people have joined the ranks and are encouraging their friends to apply to fill any vacancies, so it's really coming together. Then we had the town manager's report. We had a little bit on the Main Street Corridor project. Then we had a update on the PFAS. We're still trying to get a connection to the MWRA through Southborough, but that is a long process. The PFAS filter, though, should be installed in the spring. We're working on getting all the parts and the permits. Spring 2022, the MWRA connection will take much longer, but it will be a more sustainable long-term clean water solution for the town. For the Main Street Corridor project, because I get this question a lot, we are done with now phases 1 and 2 of the project. And there is a phase 3 to come, which will start after the marathon in April 2023. And the project is scheduled to be completed in October of 2023. So everything still seems to be going on schedule. So hopefully it will continue that way and then we can finally be done. But you can rest assured, breathe a sigh of relief that we're 2/3 done anyway. Let's see. Oh, and the town manager is working on a participatory budgeting thing where he's going to have a capital project item that the townspeople can kind of weigh in on, which capital project that we really want to go forward, a small project like a pay-as-you-go project. And he has a couple ideas. He'll get public feedback. Let's see. For liaison reports, Mary Jo mentioned that Sustainable Green Committee would like to come to the select board to talk about sustainability and processes and policies. We're going to schedule them for one of the next 2 meetings. Mary Jo also mentioned that the MWRTA is going all electric with their fleet of vans, and so that means they may donate an older gasoline van to the senior center, so we would have 2 vans. So that would be a wonderful addition. We congratulated Troop 4 on their 50th anniversary, and Muriel Kramer was going to try to attend that, but it was the same night as our joint budget meeting with Appropriations and School Committee, so I don't know that she was actually able to go because that meeting went quite long. But Troop 4 has some Eagle Scouts that will be coming to a future select board meeting, and they have a Court of Honor for those Eagles in February, so we'll try to go to that as well. We recognized the South Asian Circle of Hopkinton Such. They're having their Diwali Gala. They just had it this past weekend, but it was after our meeting on Saturday at the HCA, which is a great in-person event again. Meryl mentioned that the CPC has been busy and they have a lot of projects to review this season, so they're getting through a little bit of those at every meeting. She also had been to the Trails Coordination and Management Committee meeting, the TCMC, and they are looking to increase the use of trails by different sorts of people. So if there are people that are not usually trail users, they're trying to find out, what they might want in a trail that they would be more likely to use a trail. Let's see, and Muriel also mentioned about the Youth Commission. She met with the outgoing chair, who's resigned recently, to get some ideas, and we were going to try to see what kind of supports the Youth Commission needs. It's a very new group. Most people on it have not been on very long, so they need to get a little momentum going, and maybe they want a little change to their charge. We'll see what we can do to help them. And then we had a joint meeting with the Appropriations and School Committee on September 8th, which was after our select board meeting, but is now in the past because I'm recording this next week. But I would highly recommend you watch that on HCAM YouTube. That's available, and it gives a lot of detail on the budget. At the moment, we have a $2.8 million budget gap between what we want the budget to be, under the Proposition 2.5, and what the town and schools needs. So anyway, so they're doing the best they can to try to reduce that number, and they'll come back to us in a couple of weeks with some more information, if any projects can be put off a little bit, or if maybe some things will come in under budget, or some things can be moved around. We will see what we can do so that all the departments get what they need. And I think that was it. It was a very long meeting. Thank you.